Welcome to Liberty Today. On today's show, Sam Kephart sells us on reverse auctions. Bob Ellis discusses his journalism journey. Mark Chase says we've become the land of lions. And Congresswoman Kristi Noem discusses the challenges that face the new Congress. All this and more on today's Liberty Today.
Sam Kephart is with us again. More spending, more taxes, more government, more regulation. Is there anything on that menu that you like?
No, and here's why. Most of you, if not 100% of the people watching this video, you've had, since 2008, you've had to tighten your budget, shuffle things around. We certainly haven't. We have a typical husband and wife and 2 kids, unified family. We've had to reallocate and tighten up how we do our groceries, what we set aside for travel, the different things that we do. How do we handle car repairs? Do we shop around a little more, save some money on insurance, maybe change carriers, things to tighten our belt. Then we have an elected class, both in our state, and we're going to refer to state now, and a public employee class that expect that their needs should be met. Well, we're entitled to an automatic pay raise. Or, we need more sales tax. We need another 1%. So when you go to the store, you're going to give us more money so that can be allocated directly to education. But I don't see the tightening of the belt being done. I said, well, wait a minute. We're firing librarians and band teachers. No, I'm not talking about that.
Some of them should be fired.
Yeah, let me give you an example. Right here in Rapid City, if they simply changed the floor wax that they use to polish the linoleum floors in the schools, if they simply changed from a branded, say Johnson wax, to a generic equivalent, they use so many drums of that 55-gallon drums or 30-gallon buckets a year. If they just changed from a branded to an unbranded product, generic equivalent chemically, $47,000 a year. That pays for a librarian or a band teacher.
Some regulations in our city, our state and local governments would prohibit them because they have certain criteria. But let's just play this game out for a minute, Sam. You've suggested, you've cried to deaf ears for probably decades about a simple system that would tens of millions of dollars. I mean, it would just, like that, it'd be savings. And it's a simple thing. Why won't they do what you're suggesting? Tell our viewers what you'd like to see.
There's a thing called a reverse auction. Those of you that are a little computer literate, you've obviously seen eBay, and you go in and they have a car or a piece of clothing or a cell phone, whatever you may be looking, a piece of electronics, and you bid on it, and the bids go up, and if you're lucky, you get that. Well, there's a thing called a reverse auction. That's basically using a similar technology, and a school system or a college or university system or a county or city or a fire district puts up what they need. Like, we're going to need 5,000 gallons of diesel fuel next year. We're going to need 10 desk chairs. We're going to need 11 whiteboards. Whatever it is, or 3 squad cars.
Okay, so you agree, you go in and say, I will sell the state 3 squad cars for $38,000 a piece.
Right.
And I go in and say, I'll sell them for $37,200. Right. And then you come back, you'll sell them for $36,800.
Correct.
Who saves the money?
Well, of course, the money comes out of the money that's already budgeted, and I have sent this to every single House of Representative here, state rep in South Dakota, state senator, and all the key people in Pierre. Not one person will even look at the file. And there are documented cases, even where municipalities had contracted, that means a fixed price to purchase cars or squad cars at a really good price. Average savings, even under that, to do it on an auction was 6% on the price of a car. And the other things have come in anywhere from 8 to 18% first-year savings. Well, now, if you take that off of the discretionary budget, you don't need a sales tax increase.
Good Lord, we have a state budget of over $4 billion. Whack 6% off of even half of that or a third of that.
Say 6% of a third of that, $1 billion, and so that's 90 or 100 million. There's your money right there, Gordon.
Yeah, that's enough. You and I could probably manage our personal budget on that savings.
So now tell our viewers why, because you've been here longer than I have, why we won't do an auction system. What's embedded that they don't want to touch?
Well, let me look. I think it's called normalcy bias in politicians.
Yeah.
They aren't willing to look at anything except the status quo. It's too radical.
Yeah, but see, and the thing is, we could put in a statewide system, starting with the state, Board of Regents, Board of Education, down through the cities and local communities, counties. You could put that whole thing in for probably $25,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Easy.
Maybe not even that much, 15 to 20.
And folks, as you're listening today, I think you must be screaming at your television saying, why won't they do this? Well, this is just one of many cost-saving maneuvers that our government could do. They don't have to, because they have your tax dollars.